Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's see. Who do we have in chat? We have Steve. Hi, Steve. And Angela and Terralyn and Jay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, we have Karen. Well, not that Karen, but we have Karen. We have Aspie. And let's see. Hello, hello. Let's see. Michelle. Hi, Michelle. April, hello. Tammy, hello. Tammy, it's apparently too hot there, and she's moving with Aspie in the mountains. Sounds good. Hi, Allie. Let's see. Hi, Pat. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. My goodness, it feels like it's been forever, but it really hasn't. I mean, we were here Tuesday. For which, hi, Crystal. If you missed it, we had a wonderful interview. It was amazing with Johanna. I had so much fun. It was such a whirlwind kind of day. I swear I was on cloud nine for the rest of the entire day. But if you missed it and you want to see it, you can watch it back. It's one of our most recent live videos. Re-watch it there. Live chat party. Yes, make sure you're in live chat. Make sure you're in live chat. I'm going to get a drink of water here. But yeah, so we had that, and that was absolutely amazing. So we only did like a short little hour stream on Monday because that next stream was so early on Tuesday. But here we are. It is Friday. It is the weekend. Yay. And hi, Angela. And so now we are going to work a little bit more on our page. Hopefully get a little good chunk of this done. Just a reminder for everyone, if for some reason the playback is pixelated for you, don't forget to check that quality playback. Sometimes it autos to 144, but based on what I'm filming on, you should be able to watch it on anywhere from 360 to 720. But play with that and make sure you're not running. And that should crisp it up for you right there. So, and that's the same with any live stream. If it's ever too blurry or pixelated for whatever reason, check your playback quality, because sometimes YouTube will auto to the lowest setting. So, anyway, all right, well, welcome everyone. Oof. Right. So, how was everybody's week? Anything exciting, not exciting, just anything happen of interest this week? Hi, Wendy. All right, let's get started. We are going to start with our Nutcracker. There we go. Let's get this in focus. Oh, we're going to brighten that up. Very nice. All right, and let's turn off this snow because it's distracting. There we go. Oh, awesome, Wendy. Congratulations. Okay, maybe one more brighter. All right, so we are still using our Faber-Castell Polychromos. And we are going to start with, we're going to give him a nice bright red jacket. So we're going to start with red. And we're going to use dark red and pale geranium lake is what we're going to Okay. A little bit of a whirlwind day. We took the kids to see some Christmas lights tonight. They have a drive-through thing here, so came home at a late dinner and just got them into bed. So now here we are. All right, so we are going to, hi Kenny. We are going to, did I miss Shannon? Shannon, are you lurking? Hi, Shannon. It looks blurry to you? Well, Jade, check your quality playback settings. See what you're playing it back at. See if you're playing it back at like 144p or the options usually are 144, 240, 360, 480, and 720. So check what your playback is. All right, so we are going to start with I feel like I should have other announcements, but honestly, no, it's just go, go, go here. Oh no, Angela. Well, rest up, and really all you can do is get plenty of rest. Man. with this dark red. Hi, Mona. And if I missed anyone else, I apologize. Welcome. Well. Oh, she released a freebie. Very cool. You should post that in the deals and sales section in the Discord. Or in the Facebook group too, but... Hi, Isabel. Welcome. On our nutcracker here. Some molasses tomorrow. Make some ginger snaps. Christmas cookie season and all. How many of you, how are you all doing on your Johanna Bassford advent calendar? I'm doing okay. I'm actually a couple days ahead. I put mine, here it is. Because I knew this week was going to be busy and I wanted to be able to post it. So I am caught up. Well, I guess I'm only one day ahead. I have tomorrow's done. So that was day 1. And then day 2. And then day 3. 4. And that's my 5 for tomorrow. Oh, wow, Angela. Hopefully they can... My sound is all the way up. Can you not hear me? Aw, thanks, Karen. Kenny, can you not hear... Or can everybody hear me okay? Barely? Really? Is anybody else having a hard time hearing me? I'm very low. Okay, hang on. Okay, is that better? Is that better? Is that louder? Is it a little quiet? Well, can you grab your phone and hang on? I just turned up the volume on here. Maybe the gain got bumped. Hang on. Same? Okay, hang on. Because I can turn up the volume here, but I did accidentally bump the mic earlier. Well, yeah, but it's one thing. If you have to have the sound all the way up to hear me, that's no good. Let's see. Could be one of the kids messed with the thing or something. I don't know. Okay. Is that better? Louder? Let me know. Is that better? Yeah? Okay. All right. Steve gave me the thumbs up. All right. Make sure we tighten this here. Okay. Cool. There's like, I can adjust the sound in OBS, but then I have like actual knobs on my mic that I can adjust. So, no, good. Thank you, Kenny. I'm glad you told me. Actually, I'm going to turn on the fan. 1 second. A little warm in here, which is saying something because I spend most of my days like in socks and slippers and like I'm cold all the time. Hi, Tanya. Okay, hang on. Let me get my earbuds back in here. Okay. There we go. All right. Back to our little man here. Okie doke. So we are still using dark red. But yeah, so I have tomorrow's for the advent calendar done. And then which one is, let's see, 6? No, 7? No, yeah, we're on 6. 6 is going to be the cards. You're sweltering here? Okay. Hi, Bonnie. Oh, awesome. Oh, no way. Like, Angie, I am so, like, it's hilarious. Like, my hands were actually hot the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Yeah, you can ask Steve. I will occasionally put my cold toes on him, and he's like, ah. Actually, no, he doesn't say ah. He's like, all right, because he's always, like, super hot. Hi, Carol. Yeah, so I have a few of them that I've done on the day, but I knew that this week was going to be super busy, and I want to be able to make sure I can post it every day. So if I can look ahead at my week and be like, yeah, I'm not going to have time that day. If I have time on another day, then I go ahead and do it. Yeah, a little bit, Sherry. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. I was just so, I was just relieved that I got, you know, I was so concerned about, you know, like, what if there were technical issues, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I was, in hindsight, I probably should have zoomed out a little bit so it wasn't so close to my hands. Sounds good, Tanya. Tanya, what you eating, Tanya? Pale Geranium Lake. Honestly, we got home late from the Christmas lights thing, and we needed to get the kids to bed, so I made myself a couple of hot dogs. So, yeah. yeah, it was a little bit. They calmed down after about, you know, 10, 15 minutes, but part of it, too, was the multitasking. So, maybe next time I'll do face-to-face. Thing of it is she could, the way I had the camera set up, she could see me, but you guys saw the coloring. So, because I had two cams set up for, you know, one for Zoom, one for the stream. It was only a little complicated, but I enjoyed it. Let's see. I'm behind on the calendar. I've been working on finishing diamond painting for the 11th. Oh, very nice, Angela. Speaking of diamond painting, I think that is actually what my daughter's doing now. If you look in Discord, I posted, my daughter really wanted a diamond painting of her own, and so I found her a small Tinkerbell one from Amazon on one of the Cyber Monday deals, and so she has been working on her own. I posted a picture of it in Discord, and it's absolutely adorable. All right, we're going to use our blender here. There we go. But yeah, I had a blast on Tuesday. That was a stream to remember for sure. It was, I won't soon forget that one. In other news, I got some new shelves. I'll have to take a picture once I have everything all organized and cleaned everything, but I got some new shelves for the back wall of my office area here. Yeah, she loves it, Angela. She absolutely loves it. I told her it's a grown-up art project, and she's very excited. Okay, let's see. I also want Juniper Green. Juniper Green, here we go. Oh, yes, she very much takes after me in that sense, Angie. All right, Juniper Green, that's 165. Here we go. Oh, you know what? This part needs to be red too. We'll fix that. So does everybody have their tree up yet? I know, I think it was Lozzie who was saying, oh no, I got some green on his chin. I think it was Lozzie who was saying she waits until just before Christmas, isn't it? Sherry. Well, I honestly haven't had time to work much more on it, so it's pretty much at the same state that it was last time we worked on it. Like, this is where, if anybody's interested here. I'm still right about here. That's what, about 3 inches? 4 inches. It's about 4 inches done. But I just haven't had time to work on it anymore. Because that was the other thing, too, is she really wanted to work on mine, but I have to have the time to actually sit down and do it, so I was having to tell her no. So this way, she's got her own, and it's just the right size for her, so she can do it at her own pace. And her drills are circles. She's doing really well with it. Okay, still using that Juniper. Yes, yeah. Oh, the full picture for mine, Wendy, is, it's a Hannah Lynn. It's this one here. The Hannah Lynn one. So it's going to be real pretty when it's done. So I'm working on this part right here. I've got a little bit of this dragonfly clip done, and then we'll move over there. Go. Yeah, Belinda actually sent this one to me. It was so sweet of her. I was so anxious about, you know, starting diamond painting, but I wanted to make sure that, like, I had a good one, and she's just like, well, hey, let me send you one. I was like, oh my gosh. All fun, Tammy. Just using the blender here. Oh. Ah, that's fair, Sherry. That's fair. I've dropped a few of them. Yeah, I'm working sideways because it fit easiest on my desk versus rolling out the whole thing width-wise. So I turned it, and yeah, it works a little bit easier. Okay, dark red. Then we have Pale Geranium Lake. Hi, Crystal. Welcome. Go. Something here. Okay. Then we're going to grab our blender. In hindsight, I was thinking I should have colored during the stream one of the things from the Inky Advent calendar, but it worked out well. The page I was working on was this one here. I haven't worked on it much more since. A little bit, but not much. I had gotten these ones done ahead of time, and then this is what I was working on during the interview. Hi, Patricia. Aw, awesome, Patricia. Ooh, yeah, the lint roller's a good idea, although I'd probably pick up more cat hair than I would diamonds. Exactly. You're precise. You're here precisely when you mean to. Exactly. All right, I'm gonna brighten this a little bit. It is a tad dark. This little wet. Whoop. There we go. That's better. All better. Little webcam. Wanted to fix that. There we go. All right. Let's see. Now we're going to do. Oh wait, we need the juniper for the lower part of his coat. There we go. All right, now Indanthrone Blue. Go. Nice little blue slacks. Hi, Johanna. We have a little nutcracker, one of those crafts that you get from Hobby Lobby that you paint. We have one of those from last year, but the kids get so excited whenever we pull it out because they really like messing with the, like this part here, the nutcracker part. So funny. And if I miss saying hello to anyone, I apologize. So blanket hello, thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, now we're gonna use light ultramarine. Darker than I intended, but it's okay. We can work with that. Okay. I'm gonna grab dark red. Okay. Now we're gonna grab our blender. Aw, thanks, Crystal. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. Okay. There we go. And then we're gonna grab our juniper again. You know, honestly, I thought about filming the advent calendar, but there's so many out there. I feel like it would be flooded if I did even more. One more person, you know, coloring the advent. So I think I will let those that are already doing it, and they're doing a great job. There we go. All right. Then let's use the blender. Yes, Johanna, most definitely. I was on cloud 9 for the rest of the day. I also took a nap. I was a little tired afterwards. But yes, it was absolutely amazing. It was so great. And everybody seemed to really enjoy it, which is just awesome. All right, let's now use Payne's Gray. Nice to get positive feedback from something like that. I think it's something we could definitely do again in the future. I'd have to think about who we'd get on the stream, but now, especially since I can do like Zoom on through OBS, now that I know how, I'm thinking maybe I could have like other colorists, other YouTubers on, kind of like Belinda does, you know? Okay. Aw, thanks, Johanna. All right, now Cold Gray 2. Hi, Momo. Okay. I also want to grab light yellow ochre. It is, Crystal. Yes, you can type in !blender in chat and that will take you to it. Okay, let's see. Let's put a little bit because I want him to have white gloves. So we're just going to put a little bit of blue here. Tiny bit. Okay. Now we're gonna... Do you see Johanna's having another effect? Yes, she is! Yes, yes, yes. So if you're not signed up for her inky newsletter, you should do that. We're using Payne's Gray at the moment. There's a whole tech world out there I know nothing about. It can get mildly complicated, yes. Full Gray 2. And then Payne's Gray again. Oh. All right, and then let's grab cinnamon and beige red and rose carmine. Go. Allie. Okay, a lot complicated. But once you do it more and more, you get used to it. Cinnamon, 198. I think my biggest fear was that something technically would go wrong, you know? But it all panned out and it worked out. I mean, watching it back, you're your own worst critic. There's some things, you know, I would change technical-wise, but otherwise, I think it went pretty good. Aw, thanks, Crystal. All right, and then beige red. Okay, and then we're gonna use a little bit of this rose carmine. Little rosy toy cheeks. Aw, thanks, Momo. Oh, the stress of it all. I know, right? But, oh, it was so worth it. That was a pretty awesome day, if you ask me. All right, Payne's Gray. All right, Cold Gray 2. Oh, they're great, Kenny. Okay, Cold Gray 2. this part also. Okay. Oh, grade 2. I can move him over just a little bit. Okay, then we're gonna use the blender. Hi, Lisa. Oh, what was he getting interviewed about, Johanna? If you don't mind my asking. I find that Zoom was a lot easier to work with OBS than Skype ever was. Much more user-friendly. Oh, I'm so glad, Crystal. All right, so we did that. We're gonna grab dark red now. A little bit on the left side here. And we're gonna grab our juniper. For sure, Lisa. Okay, and a little bit. Oh, awesome, Allie. Right, Kenny? So many pictures, so little time. I have a list about a mile long. I have a dry erase board here next to me, and it is not getting any shorter. I keep my list going up there. We're using a little bit of Payne's Gray up there. All right, now we're going to... Oh, my cord's tangled. Hang on 1 second. Hang on. All right, see, and that's why we got to do Christmas in July, right? Let's see, dark phthalo green and grass green. Oh, gotcha, Joanna. All right, so dark phthalo green. Okay. And grass green. And let's grab that dark red. Oh, awesome, Sherry. There we go. All right. I think our little toy soldier here is done. Full set of Polychromos. Ooh, nice. All right. Zoom on out. All right. Toy soldier is done. Let's go ahead and move on to... Let's do these presents. Been holding off doing the presents. We can do some presents. Okay. That might be a little too bright. Yeah, that's better. Try to get you pretty accurate colors, you know? All right, let's go ahead now and do... We're gonna go ahead and use magenta. That's red violet. Do magenta and deep red. Whatever it is, there it is. Deep red, and let's grab salmon. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start with magenta. We're gonna give this a quick sharpen. I want it real nice sharp. Right, Kenny? Hi, John. Okay. Aw, thanks, Sherry. Using that magenta for our first color. Trying to avoid those trees. We're going to color those in with some green. He says, hey! Well, and I wanted to have my Christmas cards done by the 1st because I have some that are going overseas. I just have not had time to finish them, so that is what I'm hoping to finish up this weekend. Hang on just 1 second, okay, chat? Okay, we're back. All right, I just had to take care of something real quick. Hi, Emma. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed that, Patricia. Well, and I feel like we still need to do some family pictures. I take our family pictures, so it's not a big deal. It's just honestly finding the time to get us all together and do it. Usually I do them sooner than this. It's colder now. I'm thinking we might just take family pictures on the couch. Definitely getting me into a Christmassy mood, though Christmas is going to look different for me this year as we have 2 brand new spanking puppies. Aww, Emma! That's so fun! You can just put one of those baby gates around the tree so the puppy doesn't attack things. As it is, we cannot put ribbon on our presents because the cats will eat the ribbon. I was playing around with my polys one day and it was like magic happen. I was thrilled and amazed to say the least. And the funny thing is, I wasn't coloring, I was sketching. Oh, Crystal, that's awesome! I could actually draw until I got my hands on a few Polychromos. That's amazing, Crystal. It's always fun to find those out. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our deep red. In focus mode tonight. I'm quiet. It's just because I'm focused, but I will look up a chat in just a second here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. The water becomes lethal as the tree sits in it, so we're considering baby gate or artificial. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Oh, I didn't know that. I would say probably go ahead and do artificial then. I mean, we used to go get our tree when we lived in Oregon, but we've had an artificial here for years. Part of it is we needed to have a very specific size tree for our space. And honestly, it's been fine. When we, when we get to, when we finally get completely settled, we'll probably start getting a real tree again. But, yeah, we just have artificial tree for now. You can get some pretty nice artificial trees, too. We'll do a lot of research. There you go. Oh, don't take too hard. Yeah, but growing up, they're gonna love each other. What kind of puppies did you get, Emma? Yeah, wire it to the tree. Yeah, we invested in a real nice tree. Probably about a good solid 5 years ago, and it's the one we've been using since we moved down here. Plus, I kind of like the fact that, there's no possibility of anything, hitching a ride home on my tree. The bugs are just too dang big here in Texas. Instead, I've got a tree that I know has been nice and sealed all year long, and I don't have to worry about that. Well, aw, thanks, Kenny. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and use salmon. Plus, we have a smaller one. It's a good height for the kids. They can, you know, they can help decorate and everything. It's not too big. But we'll start getting nice size real ones again once we're finally settled. Last time we had tree, we had 2 cats up before we had the... Last time we had a tree, we had 2 cats up it before we had water in the stand. Oh, gotcha. The Anatolian Shepherd mixes. There's danger in taking 2, though, because they'll bond with each other instead of humans. Luckily, 1 is mine and 1 is my sister's, so they have space. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I used to be a pretty significant purist when it comes to trees, but that's just because we lived in Oregon, so it was like practically, you know, like you have to get a real tree when you're in Oregon. But yeah, when we moved down here, we're like, you know what? It's just easier, simpler. Let's just do it this way. All right, and then we're gonna use our blender here, the Caran d'Ache blender stick. I believe I have the link for it in the description below, but if you're here in chat, you can just type !blender for this. No. Right, Johanna? Right? Oh, I miss it. I really do. So, on a totally unrelated note, has anyone here ever heard of Ipsy? I'm not affiliated or anything. I just, it's a new thing I've tried and I'm really enjoying it. 7 weeks old, so they got to go on walks in the yard with us. They aren't leash trained yet and don't have their vaccine, so it's dangerous to take them even on the dirt. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Our dirt has Parvo. Oh, yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking. Like, I know you can take, like, cats out for walks and stuff, but honestly, our cats just enjoy sleeping, and they've got, you know, each other to play with. We've got too many stray cats in the neighborhood. Thankfully, we've been able to trap most of them and get most of them fixed, but, you know, fleas and whatever else, it's just safer to keep them indoors, and they keep themselves entertained, so... What's Parvo? It's a disease for dogs. You probably look it up on Google, but it's no fun for dogs at all. It can be, yeah, bad doggy disease. Exactly. Oh, I didn't know that most yards and lawns do. Interesting. My blender broke in half, put in a metal pencil. Yes, that's... So I had some that got shipped. These ones here, actually. When they arrived, they were already snapped. Our mail guy isn't exactly, well, it wasn't our regular mail guy, but you know, it doesn't take much for these to snap. But as it is most of the time, this is the Derwent pencil extender. I pop it in here anyway, just because it gives it the extra support, because half the time I'll end up pushing it too hard anyway and end up snapping it in half. Yeah, it's no bueno, but they, as they get older, they can get vaccinated for it, right? All right, so now we're gonna use that juniper green. We actually had a freeze, like not a total freeze, but it got down to the 30s briefly here, which is kind of nice. It'd be a very good 2020 gift, you know, to make up for 2020 if it did snow here. The kids would absolutely love that. We had one year where my daughter was really lamenting the fact that just, you know, we live in Texas, we don't get snow here. It ended up actually snowing twice that year. And one of those, enough snow fell that we could actually, you know, there were probably Ipsy, I-P-S-Y. Yeah, Ipsy, the first one. That they could actually go out and play with it. So Ipsy is like one of those subscription, you know, like monthly, you know, they have those like art boxes or whatever else. Well, this is for makeup. Now, usually those monthly things are just you know, they're too expensive. They're like, you know, like, hey, spend 30 bucks a month and get this mystery box. And I'm like, no. But what they do have is they've got ones that are only $12 a month, and you get like 5 items in it. Some are sample size, some are a little bit bigger. Plus you get a cute like little makeup bag. So like this was last month's, and you get things like you fill out a survey that says, you know, these are like, because I don't ever wear lipstick, you know, and you can be like, oh, I wear, you know, this, or I wear that more often, or, you know, I want vegan, or I want, you know, specifics that you want, and they send you all these little samplers. But really, I mean, you don't go through these things super fast. Like, so this was like a moisture cream that it's actually kind of nice. I thought because it was banana, it was going to have this like really gross, strong banana smell, but it really wasn't. And I know it's just kind of random, but I was just like, you know, you all are my friends. I want to share with you. This one was like a brow pencil thing. I don't wear a ton of, honestly, I stopped wearing makeup when the pandemic went down. But I've gotten back into it recently. I've just been enjoying it. This one came with, this is mascara, and really, it takes me so long to go through a whole tube of mascara. It goes bad before I can even use it anyway. And so like then it came with like this little concealer here, and I mean this will last me forever. Oh, and this, it was an Australian pink clay mask. Anyway, it's just and in your art, yeah, there you go. It was just some kind of fun. And then it also came with, because it was the first time that I did it, it came with this, which is eyeshadow. Like a full-sized eyeshadow palette. Anyway, it was just kind of fun. Totally random, I know. But, you know, I talk about my life here with you guys. And recently in my life, I decided to try Ipsy. And it was only like I said, it was only like $12. And so I was only going to do it for a month, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know how much longer I can do it. You know, you can cancel whenever you want. But I was just like, you know what? It's 2020. I'm considering this self-care. It's only $12. And, you know, I don't have to do it forever, and it's just for now. It's a little bit of fun. So, and I had some, like, extra points, so I was able to add, like, an extra makeup bag to, like, December's. So it's just like, you know what? This makeup's gonna last me forever, because I don't wear much makeup anyway, and it's just kind of fun, you know? Right, Joanna? Yeah, it's super pretty. Oh, fun, Crystal. I love make it. I'm a makeup artist for psychic. Oh, fun, Tammy. I do 2 subscriptions, both for planners, cloth and paper, and Simply Gilded. Oh, nice. I like Birchbox. It's basically the same thing. I've heard of Birchbox, but I've never tried it. Oh yeah, most definitely, April. Most definitely. But yeah, just something sort of random I wanted to try. Oops, Steve has tea for me. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
I did it for 2 years, I think, but needed to stop for a while, yeah. We need to pitch all the makeup and start fresh. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is it had been so long. Okay, that's still pretty hot. It had been so long since I'd done makeup. I mean, most of my makeup was like, you know, 6-8 months old, because I kind of just, poor Steve, I just sort of gave up. I'm just like, well, we're not going anywhere. I don't want to do makeup anymore. And then recently I was just like, you know, I feel like making a little bit more of an effort. So I picked up my makeup again, but I was just realizing, I was like, oh gosh, all this is, wait, is that frozen? Why is this, hang on. Why, hang on chat, 1 second. My main camera has, hold up. Why did that? Oh, hang on. Why did that disconnect? Oh! It turned off. Why did it turn off? Well, that's not normal. Hang on. Why did that just turn off? Hold up, 1 second. 1 second. Let me see if I can get this back up and running. Oh, poo. Why did that turn off? Hang on 1 second. Okay, Okay, well, here's the thing, is when this turns off, I usually have to turn OBS off and back on again. I could do this with the second cam here, but I can't really do zoom ins for you guys. It's just not as good a quality. The lights are still on, I know, right? So I can either do this. Can I zoom in with this? I mean, it's a C920. It's not a bad camera. Hang on one second. Let's zoom in a bit. As far as it's going to go in for me. Oh, I'm not worried about the lights. It's the camera. So, the main camera. See how it says that? Let's use select, blah, blah, blah. I always have to turn on that camera before I turn on OBS. And so to get the camera to work again, I would have to turn on OBS and do this. So, do you guys just want to use this, or do you want to do you want to use this with less detail, or do you want to restart with the better camera? I'm going to let you guys choose. I mean, I've got 51 of you in here. I don't want you to have a disappointing time. Would OBS work with a cell phone? I think they have an app for it. Restart? That's what I'm thinking. This just isn't... This is good for a little cam, but... Sounds good, Wendy. I don't know why it cut out on me. Okay. I'm gonna do that real quick then, okay? So everybody that's here, if you're watching... Thanks, Johanna. If you're watching, I'm gonna close this stream. I'm gonna open a new one, okay? I'm gonna see if I can open it back up on this one, but if I'm not back up on this video in like a minute, go back to my main channel and open up the new one, okay? Sounds good, Wendy. All right, so hang tight for just a second. Keep an eye on the channel. If I start a separate video, go to that one, but I'm gonna try and restart it on this same one, okay? So hang tight real quick, okay? Be right back. Oh, hey, look at that. We got it back on the main one and it fixed it. Yay. Okay. I was so worried we were going to have to start a new one. Tammy. So what y'all doing? Awesome. Yeah. Okay. That's actually the first time I've done that. I've changed the way that I did things as far as the streams, but, I've never been able to, restarted on the same stream before, so yay. This was a big accomplishment for me, guys. This was big. I'm really not sure what happened with my cord a while back. We're still using juniper green. My cord a while back, the cat got a hold of it because he's a little turkey that way, and so the cord's not great. I have a backup one, but I just haven't used it yet because if this one's still working, why put the other one at risk of the cat? I might as well wait till this one completely gives out, but this may be a sign that this one's about ready to go. So, hi Alex! So, it may be time to switch to the better battery cord here. Darn cat, he goes after my cords. I have to put this special, like, covering on it. I don't know if I've got a piece over here. Yeah, this. I have to cut it to fit, and I have to put this over all of my cords. Otherwise, he chews them. So it's got a little slit, and you pop the cord right in here, and it works. It protects it, but... Hi, Leah. Says, I'm still working on catching up. I'm at the poinsettias, but I love this pic and would love to frame it for Christmas. Oh, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I actually got this idea for the plastic covering from a woman who owns a rabbit. And the rabbit always eats their cords, which I understand because at one point I did have a rabbit who did that. Kenny. You need to work out your stream time conversion. So I checked it once, and for the world clock, Melbourne is about 17 hours ahead of me. So I think it's 17 or 18 depending on where in Australia you are. We're still using Juniper. So Melbourne is 17 hours. UK is 6 hours, and then we obviously have like Central, Pacific, and East Coast times. Those are generally the times I give out because those are the most average ones. I don't know. I think I've got some from other countries, but those are like my main. If you look at like my analytics for, you know, which countries specifically, it's usually Australia, UK, and US. Melbourne. Hey, I'm doing my best. I'm not saying Melbourne. They're in Melbourne. They're about 17 hours ahead. So I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, okay? Oh, awesome, Leah. Perfect. Yeah, 17 hours ahead then. Oh, that's right. Oh, are you guys having fires again? Ugh. Bitter apple on the cord. What's bitter apple, Robin? Is that like an essential oil kind of thing, or what is that exactly? Although, okay. Leave her alone. I don't know, for you Aussies, we need to get him out of Texas. For you Aussies, what's the pronunciation of, I mean, I say Melbourne because I'm pretty sure that's how Belinda said to pronounce it, but I mean, what's the pronunciation of it? You don't really pronounce the R too much, right? Okay, I'm using grass green. Although apparently in my time that I have spent here in Texas, there are the occasional times that I have a sneaky twang that happens to come out, but I don't notice it too much. Either that or I'm just in denial. Melbourne, okay, see, Steve, I was right. I was right. That's like saying, you know, pronouncing Oregon. Oh, awesome, Leah. Haha! See, I win, Steve. Alright, using Juniper again. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'm really excited that I was able to fix that camera without having to end stream. That makes me incredibly happy. Okay, now, bin or bun? Melbourne or Melbourne? Denial. I don't know. I'm a Pacific Northwest girl. Okay, I almost said gal, turned into girl. Using Juniper in here. I'm gonna see if my tea's cooled off a little bit. I'm more bogan, so I say bin. Nice. Alright, grass green. And we're gonna do this other present before we use the gel pen. Okay. I'm gonna get to see if this tea is cool now. Is a flavoring essential oil, but must be suited first. Oh, you mean like diluted? Queenslanders have a unique accent. Yeah, carrier oil. Still a little hot, but we're good. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab nougat. That one I don't think I'll ever say nougat. It's always gonna be nougat. I mix it with water. Puppies would try and lick it with oil. Oh, interesting. All right, so nougat. Oh. A little bit of that, and then let's grab walnut brown. I like it, SB. Hi, Rindy. Okay. All right, now let's do this present next to it, and let's do this present in. I want to do green. Yeah, let's do green. All right, so we're gonna start with Juniper again. Are we on nougat again? Yup. I don't think I could ever comfortably say nougat. All right, so we're gonna start with Juniper. It's her word. Nougat is one of the pencils I'm missing. Oh, it's a good pencil, Angie. Is your tree up now? It most definitely is. Definitely, definitely. We put it up the day after Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving. The kids have been enjoying it. Got their little Pokemon advent calendar all set up. Oh yeah, they've been enjoying that. I've just searched my remaining polys and was giggling when I did Nougat. It's not Livio Nougat. Oh, you swatched it. Gotcha. Just not decorated. There you go. Haspy. Well, I put up the rest of the decorations around the house, but I let the kids go ahead and do the full tree decoration. I just gave them some stipulation that they couldn't put all the ornaments on one branch. Ooh, nice, Alex. Well, the kids just absolutely love Pokemon, and so they get real excited when it's time to open a new one. Joanna, thank you. Can we get some hypes in chat for Joanna? If you remember, you can use your handy dandy emotes as soon as mine load, or you can type !hype in chat. Load emotes, load. Whenever I load them for the first time, they're always like, we'll see. There we go, ! Hype. Thank you, Joanna. You are so sweet. I'm cranky, but thought I had ordered all the remaining ones I needed to, but no, missed one. Twitching. Oh no! Yeah, mine absolutely love Pokemon. Oh no, not the emotes! Joanna, you crack me up. All right, Juniper. Thank you so much, Joanna. You are so sweet. You know, Joanna, I still have your Christmas card from last year. I actually taped it up on my wall because yours was one of the like a coloring Christmas card. So I actually had it hanging up for a while. So I'll have to put it with this year's too. It never, like, we usually save our Christmas cards, but I just never took it down. It pretty much stayed up year round. Thanks, Joanna. I started decorating in my office at the police station to give them some cheer. Oh, fun! Well, I got some new shelves during all of the, like, Cyber Monday. Are we using grass green now? During Cyber Monday and all of that. And so I've been trying to reorganize and figure out what I want to put on them. But I might rearrange them and have some Christmas cards up there. You know, because we have, like, the family ones that we hang up and everything. But for my personal ones, I'm thinking I'm going to put them up there. But first things first, I got to finish my Christmas cards and get those out. And I think tomorrow we'll try and, depending on how tomorrow goes, we'll try and get some family pictures done also. Oh, really, Melissa? Nice. He's moved on to other things, last I heard. My nephew is still into Pokemon at 25. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it's great, Joanna. All right, let's go ahead and use our blender pencil here. Okay. Then we're going to grab our, which one is this? Let's see. I'm not doing cards this year with the puppy and how my mom passed it. I just don't have. Oh, no, that's fair, Emma. Postage shock. I like to make mine from scratch. Well, I'm sort of doing that this year. What I have, because I have a lot that I'm sending out. Let's see if I have one that's not written to anyone yet. I don't want to leak anything here, but here we go. This is a blank one. So I got these ones. Make sure, yeah, we're good. So I got these ones here. They're just nice and simple, but I really like the craft paper look. If anybody orders stickers from me, I always send them in the craft paper ones. and then I stamped the top part, and then I had snowflake stamp, and then when the ink from the stamp, because this is silver ink, when the ink from the stamp is still wet, then I don't know if you can see, you'd be able to see it in person. I sprinkled glitter on it, and then I have glitter gel pens that I write the note on, and then some of them, depending on who I'm sending them to, I have these little, well, they're tucked away, but I have these little drawings that I'm sending in them as well. Ooh, and I got these at Michael's. They're all glittery and stickery. No, not embossing. The ink, like this is the stamp that I used. It's just a simple Merry Christmas stamp. And then I've had this little snowflake stamp for ages. And then I had placed like an online pickup order at Michael's. And I had them sent, I ordered 2 inks. One was a gold one, but honestly, I don't know if they just gave me an older one off the shelf and it was, you know, not really worth it to try and return it or anything. But the gold ink really didn't show up. And this is the silver ink. And so it's just color box. But because the ink is still wet, when I do the glitter, it stays on there, and I don't know where it's at right now, but the glitter that I'm using is like ultra fine, and so it really just sticks to the ink well enough that, you know, probably if you took your hand and you rubbed it real hard, then, you know, it would probably come off. But I don't know anybody that's just like gets their Christmas cards and be like, all right, time to rub. Can you imagine though? It's like, ah, yes, my yearly rubbing of the Christmas cards. Oh, definitely, Emma. Oh, wait, I think I missed something up here. Thanks, Leah. But yeah, sometimes when I have more to make, and you know, a lot of times, like I like to get Christmas cards at Hobby Lobby, but because Hobby Lobby is a Christian-based business, which is just fine, but they have less cards that are religious-based, which I'm okay with those, but I send them out to a lot of people, and not everybody is religious in different ways, and so I try to pick very non-denominational cards, and all the good ones were already taken this year, so I was just like, you know what? I'll make my own. Exactly, Pat. A little bit. Card rubbers the shame. Yes, it's slow dry time. So usually I have a like a square glass pan, and so what I'll do is I'll put the card in there and then sprinkle it, tap off the excess, and then I've got it all in there. What is the best eraser to use with the polys? Well, you can't ever fully erase a lot of it, but my go-to erasers, like I have, you know, larger Staedtler erasers that I use sometimes, but my pinpoint erasers are the Mono 01, the Tombow Mono, and then I use the Derwent electric erasers. I don't really use much more than that. But yeah, these are my go-to ones. I don't know, do I have a link for either of those? Let's type !eraser. Maybe I've got the link for it. Yeah, and those are great, but because I send it out to so many, like, we've got, you know, friends and family and whatnot, and just not everybody appreciates, you know, Bible verses, which is, you know, I grew up in the church, and so, you know, I'm fine with it, but not everybody is, and so I like to keep, you know, keep things non-specific. So, you know, take into consideration everybody that wants to. Shaky hands over here. Oh, I'm right there with you, Leah. Seriously, if you go back and watch the interview that I did with Johanna, I was just like, I'm coloring an ornament. Hi, Johanna. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but I was pretty nervous. I've broken about 4 of the Derwent erasers. Allie, what are you doing to them? Are you eating them? No, I'm kidding. Oh, no. Okay, clearly I don't have a link for the eraser. All right, we're gonna grab magenta. But yeah, so I was just like, you know what? We'll just kind of make our own Christmas cards this year. Magenta. Oh my gosh, Steve. Okay, Steve, I'll send you a Christmas card. That'll be great, Alex. I was very excited. I know, I've never sent Steve a Christmas card. Oh no. All right, Steve, I will put a Christmas card in your stocking this year. I would like to point out, chat, that I already have all of his Christmas gifts. I rock Christmas gifts. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. My gifts are awesome. Steve is being needy. I like it. Aw, thanks, Leah. I was too. I was too. All right, now we're gonna grab deep red. All right. Right, Angela? I know, I'm so excited. It's got moved to March 30th now, so end of March, we should all have our books. Nice, Johanna. Right, Tammy? Right? Well, I got most all my shopping done at the beginning with Black Friday and Cyber Monday. We still have gifts for the parents to do, but the kids and Steve are taken care of. I hinted very strongly at Steve that nail polish from my favorite nail polish place would make a very good stocking stuffer. So I need to give him a list of colors that I want. Yes, Angela, that's one of the things is I was trying to think of not necessarily questions that everybody asks, and I've always been interested in the paper because, one, I love paper talk, but two, people talk about that all the time. They're like, I got Secret Garden, like, what's wrong with it? And it's like, no, it's just, that came out first. It's been a journey to figure out what paper works, you know? Okay, another sip here. Has anyone ever completely finished a Johanna coloring book? Do you have some Ivy the Inky Butterfly tutorials? One, I have never finished a whole book. I have to feel inspired by a page. And two, yes, we do have some Ivy and the Inky Butterfly tutorials. You'll just have to look on my past videos. I think the vase page, like the shelf with all the flowers, I think that was an Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. We've done a couple of them. I'll have to think. Right? Yes, exactly, Joanna. Because you can tell the difference between the old books and Ivy. Oh, most definitely. The very first printing of Secret Garden it's like night and day compared to what they have now. All right, let's grab our red and green gel pen here. That's not red. That's brown. Also, I did not land that on my pencils. No one saw that. No one heard that. Nothing happened, chat. Yeah, if I'm not inspired by a page, I don't enjoy it. I don't think I would enjoy telling myself I had to finish it from start to finish. I don't think I have ever finished a page, ever. Okay, Steve, I've never finished a JB book. Oh, nice, Mona. All right, so this is the red Sleechy Metallic Gel Pen. And I'm gonna go over these little stars here with that. Not to get too much on the bird. And then we're gonna kind of do the same thing with the green on the other gift. Okay. Oh yeah, Leah, never. Which I'm okay with, but that it's nice with the new paper. Oh, most definitely. Well, and I love that she said, I had no idea that the paper that she uses now has been deemed the Johanna paper. I absolutely love that. Damn it, I see nothing. All right, now we're gonna grab the green here. And I want to do... Oh, you know what? I think we're going to use the other one for this. But first... Do I I want to use this one for it. No, you know what? We're going to switch gel pens here real quick. We're going to grab our Sparkle Pop because everybody loves glitter. This is the Pentel Sparkle Pop gel pen. Now, this is actually the ink that comes in the blue one, which is why it looks blue. But the reason that I switched them is because although the ink is blue, when it dries, the glitter is green and it looks green. So, although it'll look blue when we put it down, when it dries, it'll look more green, which is what I want. But hey, even blue would work on here. Oh, you guys remember how we were talking about French Kiss the other day, the movie with Meg Ryan? I ended up getting a hold of the Blu-ray. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because I did some research and I just could not find it anywhere. The ones where it was like it was streaming on YouTube, it was more like, you know, where you go there and it's like, hey, go to this very sketchy website to watch this whole movie. And I'm like, I don't think so. So I went ahead. The Blu-ray was only like $9, so I was like, Merry Christmas to me. I went ahead and got it. So yeah, if you're using the Sparkle Pop, the one that I'm using technically is the blue one. I just switched the inks. Let's see. I don't think she said, Sherry. I don't know if the time's been put out yet. The best way to find out is just make sure you're subscribed to her emails because she'll probably upload it to YouTube and then put it in there. So as long as you're subscribed to her YouTube and you're on her email list, you'll find out when it is. By the time she's 18. Oh, nice, Johanna. Coming this week. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure which time. Ocean, words are hard. I know, right? Exclamation point words in chat. Which one? Are you talking about the gel pen, Angela? This is the Pentel Sparkle Pop. I switched the ink barrels in here because after they dry, the blue one looked more green and the green one looked more blue. So I switched the ink barrels in them. There we go. Pentel Sparkle Pop. I did, Joanna. I finally did. I felt bad that so much kind of hate was put towards Laura at the end, but I'm not gonna lie, if she had won, she better have made a darn good cake. But I was reading this article where they said it just wasn't fair that they put her in the end. Like it was too much stress and she became too much of a target. It was a little rough on her. They work so good in the Hannah Carlson book, No Bleed Through. I'm working on Christmas Page and Seasons. Nice, Rindy. I love that book. Movie? Which movie? You're gonna have to remind me what I said, Angela. I don't remember. Kitty snack time? Alright, so those are the presents now. What time is it? 9:43? Oh, what show is the Bake Off? It's the Great British Bake Off. It's on Netflix. The UK got to see it before us, but then it would play it on like Fridays. I moved it over here because I had to keep an eye on her. Oh, Meg Ryan, sorry. French Kiss with Meg Ryan and Kevin Kline came out in the 90s. You couldn't stream it like absolutely anywhere, and I finally found it, and yeah, it was great. Let's do some of these candies, shall we? Just switch it up a little bit. We haven't done any of the candy yet. Let's grab... Switching it up. Permanent Carmine. Hey, Steve, when you get a chance, can I have a hobnob? Yeah. Thank you. Do we have any left? Okay. All right, so let's see. What was that? Permanent Carmine. And we'll still use salmon. Salmon. No, it's not salmon. And we're going to grab Phthalo Blue. Phthalo Blue. And light cobalt turquoise. Oof. Oh, I forgot about IQ. What is the name of the guy who plays the mechanic, her love interest? Oh, what is his name? I can see his face. Oh, Angela, help me. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. Oh, man. Hi, Alyssa. The movie IQ with Meg Ryan. I'm trying to think. Who is that? Hang on one second, chat. Here we go. Thank you. Oh no, chat, there's only one hobnob left. Did you get those at HEB?
Yark.
Should we add some to the grocery order?
We'll see if we can.
Okay.
If they sell
Well, where'd you get it at last time?
from HEB, but sometimes if we do delivery or pickup, it
Oh, they do it from one of the other HEBs. I got you. Tim Robbins, thank you. Oh, he was pretty young. He was pretty handsome when he was young, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You don't think Tim Robbins is at least mildly attractive for a gentleman? Really? I don't know. I always thought he was kind of cute. All right. So Phthalo blue. Not Phthalo, Steve.
Phthalo.
It's not Phthalo. You know what? I just realized that I have been in top chat. So if I have missed anyone, I apologize. Thank you, Kenny. Okay, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Mildly attractive. How dare you? Okay, I'm not technically out yet. I've got this one, and I've got one more. I've got one more. He's got serial killer. What? Tim Robbins does? I suppose if he wanted to play one, but Johanna, have you seen him in IQ? He plays a sweet guy, and he's the love interest. He's adorable. Adorable. Okay. What are hobnobs? So it's a biscuit, not a cookie. But it's kind of like a basic tea biscuit here. I just put it on a tissue because that's what I had there next to me because I'm classy like that. But it's kind of like, look on the other side. It's kind of like a oatmeal biscuit. It's got definitely a little bit of a hint of cinnamon in it, and then it's got milk chocolate on the top. I think this is one of the biscuits they refer to as a digestive. It's just something to kind of help clean your palate that you generally have with tea. And it's pretty good. I like it. You've Got Mail is good. Sleepless in Seattle. Very nice. No, Angie! No! I don't think... I suppose I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything in a while. Oh, see, I like milk chocolate. I like milk chocolate. Serial killer eyes. I forget who plays because it's the I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Like, isn't her uncle or something supposed to be like? It's not Albert Einstein, is it? I can't remember. Is it Albert Einstein? Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've seen that. See, I would watch Meg read a phone book. See, one of the things I like about You've Got Mail, You've Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle is Tom Hanks. First of all, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan have wonderful chemistry. You know, they were in, I'm using light cobalt turquoise now. They were in Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, Joe versus the Volcano. They have great chemistry. They're really great together. And so I love Tom Hanks. I mean, he did Castaway. Who else would you be willing to watch for an hour all by himself on the beach yelling at a volleyball? You know, I'm just saying, the man's got talent. Yes. Yeah, it's Einstein. That's what it is. And it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, she definitely did her fair share of 90s rom-coms. To be sure. All right, now we're going to go ahead and grab dark red. Wilson! Yes, Wilson! I have made fire! Fire! He's such a good actor. Like, he's definitely on my bucket list of people to meet at some point, you know? Alright, that was dark red. And we're gonna grab a little bit of the light cobalt turquoise. And I think it's hilarious that in Sleepless in Seattle, Rita Wilson plays his sister, when in reality, Rita Wilson is his wife. Angela. Julia Roberts. I like her in a couple things. But to be honest, I'm not I mean, there's nothing about Julia Roberts that go, oh man, Julia Roberts is in that? I gotta see that. I don't know. I don't really jump at the chance to go see a Julia Roberts movie. Yeah, they're great, Randy. All right, so Juniper now. I mean, she's okay. I mean, she's a great actress, no doubt about that. You know who I love? Meryl Streep. Sorry, I'm gonna take a bite of this. Meryl Streep is amazing. Why is this blue here? Why did I get... Oh no! Oh no, look what I did! I wasn't paying attention and I... See? This is why I have to wait. Alright, so this is how I'm gonna fix it, okay? Right, Allie? Sandra Bullock. While you were sleeping, Angie. While you were sleeping. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I'm like, why is there blue on here? Okay, we're gonna grab a tissue here. I'm gonna put my hand here so I don't get any extra. We're gonna grab our blender. Okay, maybe we'll have to grab a pencil. Let's grab our salmon. Can't believe I did that. It'll work. I don't know. Hang on. Hang on, I'm gonna fix this. Raise your hand, chat, if you've ever accidentally smeared your gel pen before it dries. Gosh. This is why I can't have nice things. Can't be trusted. Well, and these sparkle pops take longer to dry than the Sleechies. That's part of the problem. Get distracted with biscuits and smear my gel pen everywhere. Nope, never, nope. Angela. Officer and a Gentleman with Richard Gere. I don't think I've seen that, Randy. Yay, I'm not alone. Right, Tammy? I did that on one of my first copies of the Advent calendar. I don't know if... Oh, here it is. So I tried once to color... Oh my gosh, chat, I'm throwing things everywhere. So I tried... This was my first attempt at these. I didn't like it though, so I started over. I don't know if you can see, but... Here. There we go. Where the blue is. I had to work hard to cover it up, but yeah. This was my first attempt at the Advent calendar, but I decided to print it lighter. Like, that was another one of the cakes that I did down there, but don't blame the sparkle pop. This is clearly the work of a hobnob. Shifty hobnobs distracted me. Darn shifty, chocolatey covered tastiness. Rude. Now where did I put my mono eraser? Oh my gosh, I'm losing it, Jen. Thanks, Angie. Oh. Serendipity. Had to do the cake twice, too? Well, you're in good company here. Let's see. Can I erase this gel pen here? Will it let me? Well, and the worst part is when it's all over your hand, and not only did you smear it, but you, like, re-imprinted it on other parts of the paper. Okay, I think we're good now. Alright, note to self, work left to right. Thanks, Angie. Seriously. Why are hobnobs so good? It's because they have chocolate on them, that's how. Okay. Next. Let's do purple. We haven't done any purple in a little while. Well, Kenny, I think she's talking about my first page. Sounds good, Johanna. And I didn't do any of that on there. Of course, I really haven't done a follow along for my other Advent page either. The trick to this one is that I printed, you can see they're pretty light. I printed the designs at 10% opacity, so I didn't have any of the black lines. It's so glittery though. But yeah, I printed it at 10%. Okay, purple, purple, purple. Let's grab Delft Blue. No, Blue Violet. And let's do Crimson. Crimson, Crimson. A big part of it is just kind of taking your time, taking things slow, and just build up your layers. Like, when I do it, I'm just like, okay, I'm coloring one thing. Let's just go ahead and take our time and, you know. No, Allie. I started one first and didn't like how it worked out, so I reprinted it and started again. Emma, mine I pulled into Photoshop. But there might be a way to do it when you just, you know, right-click to print it. I'm not sure. But I know for mine, I did it in Photoshop. All right. Make sure there's no more ink on my hand. All right, so now we're gonna do Blue Violet. Not that one. I almost did it in the wrong spot. Nope. All right, then Crimson. Chris Chang. Oh my gosh, she does so good. She's so good. She's incredibly talented. It'd be awesome if she did lives. That would be so much fun. Is she still? I haven't checked. I think I'm subbed to her, but I don't know if I have alert. Did it freeze again? Oh, hang on. Let me fix it. Hang on. Are we back? Yeah, it's gotta be my, my camera cord. We're gonna switch it out for the new one for next stream. Sorry, everyone. We're back. We're back. It's not the internet. It's not YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's my camera cord. So we're gonna switch this out for next time. So I apologize. I apologize. We're back. All right, now we're gonna use Juniper. For those of you that are new, I swear it's not normally like this. Am I being punished for the hobnob? That's what it is. I'm being punished for the hobnob, right? All right, we're using the blender now. Camera says, no hobnobs for you. It's blurry. Loretta, check your settings. Check your playback settings. See what it's playing at. If it's 144p, if it's 340, double check that. It reset you to 144. Yeah, go ahead and check it. I don't know why it defaults to that. Will you do the trumpet when you finish the candies? I probably won't do the trumpet. Well, maybe we still got 30 minutes. Yeah, I could do the trumpet. Yeah, I'll do that. For some reason, I was thinking it was later than that. Just using Juniper right now. There we go. Just try refreshing, Kenny. It could be because I was having camera issues before. And we're gonna grab a little bit of dark red. Just because I had to restart because of the camera. There we go. But yeah, I printed it off for my kiddos as well, Alex. Okay. All right, so for the trumpet, let's go ahead and do gold. Okay. So we're gonna grab burnt umber. Burnt umber. And we're gonna grab, let's see, we don't have a ton of space to work with, so we're gonna grab brown ochre. Okay. And then we're gonna grab light yellow ochre. I already have that out? I think I already have that out. Johanna, gross. No, it looks great. In fact, that's why in the Facebook group I made like a post specifically for them, because I didn't want anybody to be like, why is there so many advents? Like, you know what? We'll just make a post for it. Call it good. All right. Light yellow ochre, light yellow glaze, okay, and ivory. Okay. Take a sip of tea real quick. I also didn't want my main feed to be taken over on Instagram, so that's why I've been posting all my subsequent advent calendars in my stories. Oh, that's cute, Alex. Christine. I know, right? Yeah, when we got our advent calendar for the kids with the toys, they're like, can we do them all now? And it's like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. All right, so make sure there's no crumbs on here. That's why I probably shouldn't eat and color at the same time. Okay, last bite. They're so good. Seriously. All right, so we are going to do Trumpet. We are using burnt umber. Words are hard. Exclamation point words in chat. All right, burnt umber, brown ochre, run away. Then we want light yellow ochre. And then we want light yellow glaze. And then we want ivory. Okay? Those are the ones we're using. I know it's hard to see because of the glare. Metallic printing and whatnot. Oh well, you get the point. There you go. Words are hard. All right, so let's start with burnt umber, shall we? Actually, I think we're gonna... A little bit. Yeah, it's pretty bright. Pretty bright. I'm trying to think. Like, this is the cadmium yellow right next to it. So they're both pretty... They're both pretty bright. And then I'm going to try something on this one. So I'm going to create a little bit of a... It's got these dots here. We're going to create a little bit of a lip on the trumpet. Okay. And then I'm going to create a darker shine down the end of it here. Okay. Now, I mean, I have 5 other colors, so we need to... Yeah, and it is. It does. Where'd it go? It does have a little bit of green to it. I mean, if you put it next to this grass green here and put the yellow on the other side. Yeah, the barrel looks green. But the interesting thing is... Hi, Pamela! This is what it looks like here. So it's like, that's the barrel. Oh, run away. That's the barrel, but that's the color. So never judge a color, never judge a pencil by its barrel for sure. That's why swatching is so handy. Okay. So we're going to follow that lip of the trumpet there. Tiny bit there. And we're going to take more of this burnt umber. Take it along the top. Oh yeah, it's definitely that. Well, no, I mean, even here in real, like IRL here in real life, the barrel looks green. It most definitely looks green. Okay, on there. Then we're going to take this burnt umber, do it along the inside. Go. If for some reason it freezes again, you can all just yell at me in chat because I don't want you to miss this. Like I said, we'll switch up the cord because I think honestly, oh, most definitely, Allie. I think that's honestly the issue is the cord with it. So I need to dig out my replacement cord and switch it up. little bit here. And for these, we're just going to put a little bit on the left-hand side, just a tiny bit. I mean, this trumpet isn't huge. We have a lot of colors to fit in here. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and grab brown ochre. Okay, again, not too much. We have a small space to work with. When you're doing one of these small ones, go slow. Don't just, you know, fill it all in suddenly with yellow. You want to build up your layers and give yourself a space to add other colors. If you were to just lay down one straight layer of yellow and then add the darkers on top, it may be a little bit more difficult to get those kind of contrasting colors. So take your time, build it up. Okay, and we're gonna go over this with another layer too. Oh, you know what? When I restarted, it switched back to top chat. I'm gonna switch to live chat real quick. All right, now we're gonna go do light yellow ochre. Okay, still, we wanna make sure we're able to leave that highlight. So we are not going to continue that much light yellow ochre, just enough to help make a transition with the yellows. We're gonna go over what we already did. Okay, now we're gonna bring this out just a little bit more, past those little dots. Are you going over the dark brown or right next to it? Both. Aw, thanks, Allie. Yeah, both. I'm going right next to it. I'm creating a little bit more outside of it, but I'm also going over the top of it because we're gonna do another layer that will help darken it up if you want that dark brown to be a little bit darker. Okay. Add a little bit to here. Like I said, I know it's a small little piece, but it makes a difference. Joanna? All right, now we're gonna go ahead and let's see, is this in focus? Make sure it's not. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take our light yellow glaze. I am gonna sharpen this actually because it is not a fine enough point. Well, yeah, you could, but just a gold metallic is gonna be a little bit flat. Using the lights and the darks gives it a little bit more depth. All right, light yellow glaze. Okay. We're gonna go over the top of it with the light yellow glaze. We're still leaving a tiny bit of space here. Okay, we want to make room for that ivory. Okay, this is gonna continue down all the way to the edge. There we go. And we're gonna fill in this space here. Not gonna go quite to the edge of the trumpet there. Okay. Then we're gonna grab our ivory. Exactly, Allie, exactly. Oh, thanks, Crystal. Okay, now we're gonna use ivory. And we're just gonna go over all of it. You can press a little bit harder here because we're gonna darken up some of these shadows, and this at the same time will kind of semi-burnish your paper, which will kind of help to smooth out some of that tooth. We're still gonna add another layer right now though, so I would not use your blender pencil yet. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and grab our burnt umber again, and we're gonna just do the same thing that we did before, but we're still gonna use a nice light hand. Okay, so we're gonna go over this, reinforce the extra shadows that we want. Okay. If you wanted to go a little bit simpler, you could eliminate this middle reflection and just do it on the top and the sides. But I feel like adding this extra one in the middle gives it that extra kind of depth and slight realism to it. Okay, so this is going to be our second layer. And then after we're done with our second layer, then we'll go ahead and use our blender just in case there's anything else we want to do for it. A little bit darker there because of the overlap shadow. Okay, let's add a tiny bit there. A little bit here. There we go. Oh, right, Crystal? Oh man, if you there was a picture Monia Gates did and it was just gorgeous. And she used all kinds of colors on it. All right, so brown ochre. Okay. Here, we're just going over that burnt umber again. We're gonna add a little bit of that brown ochre here. Okay. Go. All right, now we're going to use, let's see. Right, Johanna? Oh, it's awesome. Okay, so now light yellow ochre. Okay. Going over it all again, just kind of lightly bringing that out just a little bit further. Okay. A little bit. A little bit on the lip there. Okay, now we're going to use our light yellow glaze. Okay. If you wanted to, you could maybe do not quite as bright of a yellow if you wanted to tone it down, give it a bit more of a less bright look to it. But, you know, it's Christmas, so I figure why not? All right, let's get that. Mrs. Christmas, that's awesome. Okay. Now, at this point, what we could do, if we wanted to get real fancy, let's grab Prussian Blue. Okay? Prussian Blue, where is it? Prussian Blue, here we go. We're gonna give it a nice sharp point. I used to think it was crazy to use a slew of different colors when doing skin, but once you see the magic happen, you just know exactly. Exactly. All right, now just to give it a tad more depth, we're gonna take our Prussian Blue, okay? Now I chose Prussian Blue because compared to the other blues, it's slightly muted compared to something like Middle Phthalo Blue or Bluish Turquoise or Helio Blue Reddish. It's slightly more muted. It looks a little bit more richer in the camera here, but it is a little bit darker and not quite as bright. Oh snap, breaking out the Prussian Blue. I know, right, Allie? Okay, so we're gonna take Prussian Blue, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Go lightly. You're putting a very dark color on top of something that's very different from it, so go lightly, okay? We're gonna take a little bit of the Prussian Blue. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the edge. Okay. Gives it a little bit of something else here. Okay. Just a tiny bit of Prussian Blue. Maybe a little bit in the bottom here. Those. Let's see, where else do I want it? That might be about it. Literally, I'm just using a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, now we're gonna grab the blender here. Okay. I don't want to use that one. I want to use my other one here. Sounds good, Patricia. Get some rest. Okay. And we're just gonna burnish all this out here. Yeah, well, actually, the complimentary is purple, actually, and you could use purple also, but purple on top of this will look more brown, and since we already have our browns, that's why I wanted to grab the blue. And honestly, a lot of times, I'll just kind of look at my colors and be like, you know what, I'm feeling the blue. I feel like blue is the color to do with this. I mean, because, yeah, I use complementary colors, but it's not a hard and fast rule. Feel free to mix it up. But if I had done purple on top of this, it definitely would have looked more brown than it would have. So if you really wanted to, if you wanted to play with it more, you could always darken up the shadows. In fact, we should add a little bit of a shadow here where these are overlapping the horn. That would make sense. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let's grab light yellow ochre. There we go. And ta-da! We have a horn! Let's zoom out and look at that from far away. Yeah, I like that. See, I like that middle kind of little shadow reflection on it. I feel like it gives it a little bit more oomph. Yeah, I like that a lot. Aw, thanks, Crystal. Looks more brassy. Yeah, a little bit. All right, let's do a little bit of holly, shall we? We've got some time still. Move that out of the way there. Okay. Wave it. In fact, we can... no, we'll leave it there. We're gonna move it in again, but we're good. We'll leave it. All right, let's make sure we're nice and in focus. Okay, I'm gonna do something here. Even though this was like the very first thing we did, I want to change something. Sounds good, Angela. Very good. Looks very good. Good oomph. Thanks, Sally. Aw, so glad, Angie. Aw, thanks, Kenny. So I know this was the first one that we colored, but I kind of want to add a little bit of juniper to it. Sometimes that'll happen where I'll finish a page and I'll be like, I'm just gonna change that a little bit. So, if you've already done this, I'm adding juniper to this side just because I really want to add juniper to it. I think it'll add something to it. Sometimes change it up. Don't mind me. Okay, I feel better now. I'm good. That's all. I'm just doing that. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to use juniper again. Do we want to use juniper? Let's mix up our greens, actually. Let's grab Hooker's Green. Go. And Emerald Green. And Light Green. Light Green or... yeah, Light Green. All right, so we got Hooker's Green, Emerald Green, and Light Green. And we are going to do a little bit of holly here. Thanks, Allie. I was just looking at that. I'm like, why don't I have any green on that red? That red needs green. It must have it. It must have the green. Oh, no worries, Johanna. No worries. It will probably be a session or two before we finish it. If we finish this by Christmas time, we'll be doing good. I know, right, Allie? I giggle every time I read it, too. You guys can't see my face, but I have a hard time saying it with a straight face. I mean, I know it was just named after a guy, but still. There we go. But after getting the black put in, I'm going with it anyway. Oh, awesome, Sherry. I do, Angie. I really do. All right, Emerald Green. It's a sign of a good night if my cheeks are sore by the time I leave. All right, Emerald Green. Oh. Oh my gosh. Is this stuff still not dry? Seriously? I could have swore I got more ink on me. This present, I should have just waited till I was done for the night to do any of that dang gel pen. Crystal. Right, Karen? Yeah, I think we all... It's the same reason why I always have to call it the Blick website. Also, because I think YouTube might flag me if I call it what it's actually called. So I just call it Blick. Blick.com. Or, you know, I could get one of those sound makers and just go beep, Blick.com. It's, you know, that Blick website. Like, whoever thought that was a good name, I don't even know. Or just, you know, Blick.com. Gigolo green. Alright, light green now. Did I add any more green to that? Hold on. Didn't fill that in enough. There we go. Okay, and then we are going to grab our dark red. I wonder if his real name is Richard. I should hope so. Okay, dark red. Okay, then we're gonna go. Can the camera binder be erased? I use it and I hate. Wait. Can it be erased? I use it and hate it. What happened? To some degree, I think. But what you're gonna be dealing with, because what it's doing is it's laying down kind of a waxy layer on top, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of smearage. So, like, if I did that in this area, I would definitely use my pinpoint Derwent. But if I was using, like, a rectangular eraser and trying to erase it, you're going to deal with a lot of smearage that's going to come off. Because think of it as you're not moisturizing the thing, but you're adding a very kind of almost, in comparison to the other pencils, a very wet substance on top. And so there's going to be some smearage on top. If you have something like this, like the electric eraser, that is very firm, can put a lot of pressure and doesn't smear it a lot, then I would try the Derwent for sure. Call him Rick. I like the sound of Rick Blick more than bleepy name. Yes, right? I didn't have enough color down. Yeah, you definitely need a couple layers to make it nice and smooth. And that's what I say too, like, because the blender pencil, it's a bit of a misnomer. It doesn't necessarily blend for you. It's more of a burnisher than a blender. Because if you don't have those smooth layers in between or the smooth transitions, you're going to get something that looks very choppy after it blends. In fact, when we're done with this holly, I'll show you an example of what I mean. Alright, so hooker green. We could just call it promiscuous lady green. That's what we'll just call Faber-Castell and be like, look, we know it's named after a guy, but we're all uncomfortable with it. So can we just start calling it, you know, promiscuous lady green? Okay, so now emerald green. Oh. Leaf green. That's not leaf green. That could have been disastrous. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take... Do I ever order from Jerry's Autorama? I've looked on there, but I don't really. If I'm not ordering from Amazon or Arteza, I generally will do, I'll do Blick. Yeah, there's just never been anything on Jerry's Autorama that made me go, oh man, yeah, I got to order from there. Try using Poster Puffy first to lift layers. Oh, yeah, or like the kneadable eraser, that could work. Right? Promiscuous lady green, it works. Alright, so now we're going to use Promiscuous Lady Green again. Okay. Pressing a little bit harder here. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter second line. Help with that blend we're going to be doing here in just a second. Because I want the outside to look just slightly different from the inside. And then we are going to grab light phthalo green. Allie. Alright, light phthalo green. There we go. And then we're going to grab, what is this one? This is deep red. We are grabbing deep red. Just make a song. Promiscuous lady, you're the color that we use when we color our holly leaves. It's a new song. It's gonna be a hit everywhere. Oh yeah, I didn't even think. Fisherman's green. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I've heard of Cheap Joe's, but I've never ordered from them. Johanna. All right, so now we're gonna use dark red. Okay. Then we're gonna use, oh, the electric eraser worked. Good. All right. Permanent carmine. Go. All right, let's grab the blender. Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, a lot of times I mostly just do Arteza and Blick, but all right, now we're gonna use our white Posca real quick. Clean off the tip of that. It's got a little bit of schmutz on it from the last time I used it. There we go. Little bit of reflection on the holly. Let's zoom on out. If I have time this weekend, I may catch up and do the rest of the holly. You know, because there's plenty of it, and we'll probably do it all the same. Yeah, because there's a fair amount on here, so I might do that before next time. But look, we're getting this little, like, cluster done here. I like it. I like it. Colt Pens, isn't that a UK shop? So do you have to pay for shipping on that? Okay, I'm going to grab my... Where did it go? My other Advent, because I want to show you what I'm talking about. Oh, here it is. Okay. Ooh. All right. I'm going to show you this real quick because, oh, there's this one. One of Christine Karen's other pages. I printed that out. I need to color that at some point. At some point. Okay. So here's what I want to show you. Okay. So let's grab Walnut Brown. Okay. And we're going to grab Bister. Okay, we're gonna do this before we go tonight. Have a good night, Mona. We're not quite done yet, though. I want to show you something real quick. Light yellow ochre. Do I have that out already? Yes. Okay. So we're gonna use these three colors here. Okay. Let's zoom on in. Well, and with how much polys are, you should get free shipping on that, right? Oof. Okay. Move over you. All right, so I want to show you something real quick. So we've got, that's burnt umber. That's not what I wanted. Walnut brown. Here it is. Walnut brown, okay? So we're going to do two different sides here. Right here, we're just going to draw a line. This is just my extra copy of the Advent calendar, and I want to show you what I meant earlier. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and create our layers here, okay? Now fade this up. So I'm using walnut brown right now. Okay. The trick to blending colors, even if you have a super dark color and a super light color, is making sure that you fade your color out. Don't just go like this and then go like this. That's not going to work at all. So what you want to do You start out heavier at your base, okay? You could even go, you know, as dark as you wanted there, as long as you're giving yourself plenty of room to fade out your color, okay? So, we've got our walnut brown here. Okay. Okay, I've got a pretty nice light color there. And this is where it comes in handy, because even if I was going from this color straight to light yellow ochre, it's still a dark enough color that this is even too much of a harsh line. So can I get even closer to this? I want you to see. Here we go. There we go. That's nice and close. Let's get this zoomed in or in focus here. Okay, perfect. All right. So this right here is still too harsh of a line to add something as light as this next to it. Oh, look at that in the little cam. You can see my camera because I'm so close now. Okay, so that is why I like to grab 3 colors. If I have the space to do it, I want to grab 3 colors. So I generally grab my dark, my mid, and my light, okay? So next I grabbed Bister, which is 179. And I don't just start right here. Where I'm starting is gonna be back here. And this helps with the blend also. Okay, so I'm gonna start right about here. Not at the very beginning where I started the other, but I am gonna start here. And now I'm gonna start the blend up to, you know, up to the next color. I'm not pressing that hard, but again, the idea is I fade it out. And now we've got what is essentially a seamless transition from our dark color to our mid color. And it's okay if it's not as dark as you want it to be yet, because then you can go over with another layer. So now we're going to blend this one out nice and light. Okay. Maybe press a little bit harder if you wanted to at that kind of middle meeting point. But again, you want to have a nice light edge to add your next color. Okay. So now we are going to grab our light yellow ochre. And just like we did here, we're not starting here. We're going to start up here. Okay, right about halfway through. So we're going to start back here, still going nice and light. But what you're doing is you're adding some of this tone to the other colors, so it doesn't seem like such a stark difference. Because the other thing is too, if you have a slightly cooler brown and you're adding such a warm color like light yellow ochre, it's going to look like night and day, and that's going to make your blend look a lot different. And this applies to anything that you're blending. So feel free to even draw that yellow down here, okay? So we're going to finish. I'm not coloring the whole space here. This is just an example of filling in a space. And I'm going to show you a different way here and how they work with the blender, okay? Okay, so this is just the first layer. Now you can go in and refine it a little bit where you want the darker parts to be. Maybe if you want a little bit more shadow on the leg, or, you know, let's pretend this is an edge. So now we're going to take this walnut brown. We're going to go in with another layer, okay? This time I'm going to start on the left side because I want to, you know, bring up a little bit more of a depth on that side. You could even bring it up all the way up here. Not pressing hard, but definitely adding in more of that color. Okay, so I'm going in a little bit darker now. Adding up a little bit more on that side, maybe even a little bit here. Still going light because I want to make sure that I can blend those soft edges, okay? That's why light layers are so important, because if you're pressing too hard, you're not going to get those blends that you want. So now we're going to go ahead and grab Bister, which is that middle color. Again, we're going to start down where we kind of were already coloring with the walnut. Still going lightly. We're going to make sure we're able to blend in those other edges, nice and light. If you want to bring it up a little bit more, feel free to bring it up more. That's why layers are so handy, because you can start out light and make it darker as you go along. We could still add 3 or 4 more layers. Now, if you're planning on burnishing with your blender, it's touch and go subject when you try to add more pencil on top of the blender already, especially when these have such different consistencies compared to the Caran d'Ache. Hi, Andy. Yep, we are finishing up, but we're doing a little blending lesson with our blender. So now you're going to go ahead and grab the light yellow ochre. Again, we're going to start about midway down, even like we did before. Feel free to cover everything else with it. Okay, we're going to bring it up. Again, we're going light. And we're blending it up with the next one. Now, a couple things you can do if you're wanting to, you know, smooth it out, sort of blend it more. You could always take a white over the top of this, okay? And even still, you could add another layer if you wanted to take your walnut. For sure, Annie. If you wanted to take your walnut and add a little bit more shadow here. All you do is the same thing before. You take your walnut. First, you go back in the same order. Okay, now we've got a little bit more of a shadow going on here, which is giving our object more depth. Okay? So even if it's just on that side, now that we've done the walnut, now we go ahead and grab our bistre again, our middle color. Okay, start where we started before. Add it on top of there. Okay, make sure we still got that nice soft edge. And then now we grab our other one. Yeah, we're using Polychromos. Yep. All right, then we go ahead and grab our light color again. And you can use as many colors as you want in this. But generally, when you're trying to get a blend like this, especially when you have this much space, I try to usually choose about 3. Okay, now before we use our burnisher, we're going to come over here and we are just going to do a single layer. It sounds good, Kenny. Have a great night. We're going to go ahead and just do a single layer of this because what I'm wanting to show you is the difference between using a blender when you've added your layers and you've done your blending with your colors and you're not relying on a blender pencil, despite the fact that it's called a blender's pencil, on doing your blending for you. Okay, so we're just going to do a single layer here. One that we maybe haven't had as much time to soften our colors. Okay, because even if I don't do a super light blend between it, when you start adding more layers, like your second and third layers, you can soften it more then. Okay, so we're gonna make this a little bit darker here. We're gonna come up here, and we're not gonna do as much of a soft edge here because sometimes if you're in a rush or you don't really want to do layers, so that is a little bit, that's a little bit harder than what I did on the other side. Okay. Generally, Angie, I do. I know a lot of people say do light to dark, and I do that sometimes, but as in general, I generally do dark to light. I can't help it. It's the way my brain works. So now we're going to grab bistre. You know, you can start a little bit further back, but you can see that not adding that soft edge has created less of a nice smooth blend there. It's not bad, but you definitely could have, you know, worked a little bit harder to maybe, you know, lighten that a bit more. So now we're going to do this, okay? See how this isn't quite as smooth, but we're going to go ahead and add our other color anyway. Now, adding 2 or 3 more layers to this could fix this and make it more smooth. Okay, now we're going to grab this one. I didn't start quite at the bottom here, but this is because I want to show you the stark difference about how adding more layers and blending your colors yourself and not necessarily relying on the blender to do it for you, okay? So you can clearly see the difference where we've got some harsher line here versus when we've got a smoother blend, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead, and you can see here that I definitely didn't drag that yellow into here. I tend to start working my light colors maybe more. No, not necessarily. I mean, a lot of times when they say, oh, well, what should you do? Oh, work light to dark kind of thing. But this is what works for me. This is what I've, over the years, you can do yellow. It definitely like helps to lay down a base color for you, but I definitely choose to work dark to light most of the time. All right, so now this is our Caran d'Ache blender, okay? We're gonna start on the left side because that's what we already started with first. And what this is going to do you see how there is all this white here within the pencil? This is the tooth of the paper. Imagine something bumpy. If you were to look at this from the side under a microscope, it would be something like this, squiggly. You got all this airspace in between because that is the texture of the paper. So that is why you see white on there, which is why something like this to burnish it generally helps. So this is when we take our blender, okay, and we're just smoothing out that tooth. A lot of times you can assume that it's blending because it looks so much darker, but really mostly what it's doing is it is just smoothing out that tooth, essentially kind of smushing it into the paper. It does thin it up a little bit because as you can see, what I just brushed off was some of the pigment that it brought up, but also some of the pencil that it rubbed off on. That's why I've become a paper snob. Oh, most definitely. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and do it here. Now, this blend is not what I would like. I would definitely have added a couple more layers on here, which is kind of what we did on this side. Okay, so now we're going to take the blender here. It's definitely smoothing it out, but what it's also doing now, you see here, right here, where you had your middle brown and your yellow. This edge now that you did not blend into the yellow has become more pronounced. Same thing here. As you can see, I carried the warmer colors down to this brown, but I didn't here. And now the difference between these three colors is so much more pronounced because I've added this on top. So it's great to have, but consider it more of a burnisher than a blender. And it's going to be the same with anything, especially those Prismacolor blenders because they're so much harder. Annie, this is the Caran d'Ache blender. I love it. It's amazing. It's my favorite. I highly recommend it. You can type in !blender or it's in the description below. Now, if you do that, this, you could always, if you're careful, you could layer up more. But like Sherry said, if you wanted to erase it, what I use is a couple different options. I like the Staedtler Mars plastic eraser. I have the Derwent electric eraser. And I have the Tombow Mono. I tend to use the Tombow Mono for things where if I've slightly gone, you know, out of the line. The Derwent is nice because it gives you the pressure and speed without making too much of a mess. So, the risk you run, and we are going to erase this side because it's got more layers and I can kind of show you what it is. I can't talk. What I mean by it. So, we're going to zoom back in here just so you can see. Yes, and that's great because since it's just a light layer, you'll be able to erase it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, you know, big chunky eraser and we're going to try and erase this. Okay. Now, do you see how we've smeared this brown on the outside? That's because of the waxiness of the pencils, even though these are, actually, I think they might technically, I think these are oil-based, but I think there's wax in all pencils, but in comparison to something like Prismacolor, this is going to be a little bit harder. Yes, words are hard, but this is definitely pretty waxy. You get that smear. So when you're erasing something, considering a lot of us work in smaller areas anyway because it's adult coloring, that's when something like this comes in really handy. So like we've got this little chunk of brown here we didn't quite erase. So I'm going to take this. Not going to move it around too much. I'm just going to move it over it. And there you go. You don't get a whole lot of smear on the outside. And in fact, you should be able to take this a little bit and try and clean this up. Not perfect, but that's the risk you run with the larger erasers. So I definitely recommend the smaller one. This one, like I said, is great for little itty bitty bits. It doesn't do a ton. You still have to move it back and forth, which can bring in more smearing. Yes, thank you, Annie. I was trying to remember. There was some discussion at some point about pencils that I was saying were oil-based, but they're... Oh, you know what? I'm thinking Pablos. That's what it is. Pablos are technically wax-based, if I remember correctly. So anyway, this one is the one I recommend because it just does a ton of the work for you. Now, obviously, it's not going to lift it up 100%, but you sure are smearing it a lot less. See, that's about as good as you're gonna get with it. Anyway, where I don't want to, gotta be careful. Yeah, it can definitely run off with you. Definitely. All right, let's zoom this up a little bit. All right, so that was my little tutorial in blending there. My tiny little soapbox. Let's see, let's get that back in focus. There we go. Good enough. Good night, Alex. All right, so this is where we finished off tonight. If I have time before we stream again, I'll go ahead and fill in the rest of the holly because I would like to finish this page at some point. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. Thank you everyone for being here. Johanna, thank you for your super chat. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you everyone for being here. It means the world to me that you guys come here and hang out and chat and listen to me talk. You can put a sharp end on those erasers by using a solid edge of something or those sandy board. Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks, Shannon. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. I will see you again here Monday night, and we will continue our page. We're just going to keep picking away at it as we go along. Nice thing is there's so many different things on it. It's practically like we're doing a new page every night. So, all right, everyone. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And I will see you then or later. I guess I always forget to say it too. If you're new in here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell button. We have Discord and Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, Shannon, for all those. All right, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you in a couple days. All right.